Hello, my name is Mário Madureira Fontes. This presentation is about the paper narrative-driven immersion and student perception in online software programming course. In some online software programming courses, the information is often static and doesn't provide necessary skills such as resilience, adaptability, knowledge of theoretical approach and design method, technology and tools, recognizing, understanding, modeling, formalizing, and analyzing new problems, adapting new solutions, managing and organizing process, interacting with people, and coordinating the work of different people. There is a need to challenge and motivate students for their learning. Well, how to challenge and motivate adult students to learn software programming? To answer this, a narrative-driven approach was developed to improve motivation and an immersive experience for the student. The narrative-driven approach is a combination of sim programming didactic approach with OC2 RT2 narrative technique combined with challenge. This paper considers the immersion dimensions of narrative to create challenge to improve students' immersion and engagement in learning software engineering programming. The sim programming didactic approach provides a fruitful learning environment to promote self and co-regulated forms of learning and formative assessment process created by business reality. Challenge embodied with the OC2 RT2 technique help the narrative-driven approach to generate an engagement-focused learning environment whose dynamics encompass interactive roles among the actor, character, learner, and teacher, and the conceptual frameworks of the fields of knowledge under focus. Its positive impact on the learning of computational concepts of programming and its affinity with interaction learning methods. The structure of the RC2-RT2 narrative technique comprises a narrative, its script, the characters, the place, and the settings of the narrative plot, and the action involving characters and setting. This RC2-RT2 approach has been applied at the second-year course on the fully online information engineering graduation program at Universidade Aberta in Portugal, at the course Software Development Laboratory. The original character's name in OC2-RT2 has been adapted to the sim programming didactic approach. The adaptation considered the sim programming approach situated in learning and business-like context in which majority of students were from Portugal. The combination of programming craft with the engineering of programming helps students to overcome difficulties faced in the transition from novice to advanced programming. To help students, the sim programming approach introduced the challenge into metacognitive tasks to promote students' self-reflections in their learning process. To explain the adaptation process, the qualitative and the quantitative exploratory methodology was implemented. It concerned 1. Descriptive analysis of the evolution of the metacognitive tasks submission through the semester to identify the regularity and completion with the metacognitive submission deadlines and their relationship with the success achieved by the students. And 2. Analysis of the students' perception of metacognitive tasks. We analyzed the instructional narratives and metacognitive tasks based on the student formality reflection about their learning progress using thematic analysis. Content analysis matrix were based on interesting categories of the students' perceptions on the following. 1. Metacognitive challenge posed by the Catalan characters. 2. Narrative and example. And 3. Aspects to be kept or to be improved. Data from the content analysis was organized into categories, subcategories, indicators, and recording units, snippets of sentence. as they emerged from the analysis by research. Then a cyclical process of improvement, synthesis, and reflection was conducted with two more researchers. We categorize these students' perceptions under four subcategories. 1. Emergence in the narrative. 2. Perceptions about the positive impacts of the narratives on their learning process. 3. The narrative aspects that need to be improved. And 4. Negative perception. From the analysis of the student statement as those above, we deduce that the narratives written with the OC2-RT2 technique were found to be appealing, interesting, innovative, suitable, promoting, enriching experience, increasing interactivity, and helping the software development learning. They helped students immerse themselves in a simulated business narrative and its challenges, as well as reflects their learning progress. Most students throughout the dialogue were helpful towards the development of their software. The fact that the narrative were considered an enriching experience can be interpreted as related to their constituent structure with motivates learning because they include characteristics, objective, complication, catastrophe, reaction, and dilemma that engage readers into the narrative plots. However, it's necessary to understand what are the actual effects of these characteristics on the student's learning progress. Also, the fact that the narratives were pointed out as suitable for learning suggests that the information presented in the dialogues of the narrative was adequate to help learners start to understand the process of large-scale software development. Nevertheless, there have also been students reporting that narrative match reality could be improved. Finally, the perception that the narrative promotes interactive can be related to the possibility of interaction among participants, characters, teachers, and learners. And the future works, we recommend analyzing how this interactivity contributes to self-regulated and co-regulated learning. Some students report difficulties interpreting the narratives and lacking complementary feedback. It's also important to find alternative approaches for the students who, due to their personal characteristics, find it difficult to manage the narrative plots, resulting in a psychological effect contrary to the one intended. The limitation of this work concerned the analysis of the student's perception without triangulation with other data. However, test reliability has been ensured since the testing process was reviewed by multiple project researchers through peer review. We concluded from the analysis of the student's perception that the introduction of metacognitive challenge by the character ketamine in the narrative scenes was innovative and motivational contribution to help the students better understand their work progress and develop a self-regulation learning strategy related to the organization of their study and to their awareness and reflection skill. In future work, we recommend improving narratives considering the suggestions given by the students, such as integrating other media elements, complementing narrative with feedbacks to avoid the student losing track of where they are in their learning progression, improving clarity of dialogue. Some were considered confusing or hard to follow. We consider as alternative for the future improvements the following: digital cartoons, e-commerce, video, podcasts, and tools for observational research.